And welcome back here on QSportsTalk.com, the exclusive post-radio chat with the coach here. And if you have a question that you'd like to enter into the stream chat, feel free. You can do that right now on QSportsTalk.com. Say hi as people start to get their notifications and log in to say hi. And, Coach, back again here on the video portion.
It's getting later.
Let me see. I'm just. I'll start going right through the questions as they start rolling through. Somebody wants to know, what did you tell Ted Valentine during the handshake line?
I've seen him too many times. We've had him about. Usually you get guys. They move guys all around the country now. They ref in 3 or 4 different leagues. So if you see the same guy 2 or 3 times, we've seen Teddy 7 or 8 times this year. He's different, but he's a good ref. He's fine. He's good. He's just a little crazy, but we had a good crew on that game. All those guys have been in the Final Four, so that was a good crew last night.
Are just in general, refs, are they kind of like artists? They kind of like
they're all different.
A little bit different.
They're all different, but they're these guys are on the road 100, 250, 150 days. They ref 80 games or something. It's a lot of travel, a lot of work, a lot of games.
Ryan says an upset in the making. Cuse women are beating UNC right now.
I like her team. Felicia's done a really good job, and when they make some threes, they beat anybody. They should be an NCAA team. They're right there knocking on the door right now.
This one here, question for you, Coach. What player who left early for the pros do you think should have stayed, and what player you thought should have left early?
Yeah.
Hard to tell.
It's really hard to tell. I mean, you can say, like Tyler Ennis left after 1 year, he might have gotten a little better, but he was a pretty complete player, and he ended up being the first-round pick. I thought Jeremy Grant made a mistake because he was a second-round pick, but he went to Philadelphia and got to play right away, so he played his way into being an NBA player. If he'd have gone to another team, probably wouldn't have made it, been in Europe or something, but now he's a $100 million player. So, yeah, you just never know with leaving early. Sometimes if you get in the first round, you get some money and you get a little chance, at least you see what it's like and see if you can make it, and some guys can't. Whether it's they wait another year or 2, it doesn't really matter. But generally, if you're not a first-round pick, you go the second round or not drafted, it's very hard to make it. You can make it, but it's very hard.
I'm always amazed looking at NBA lineups and NBA rosters at some of the schools where guys played. Small schools, but they, peaked and got the right break, and they made it.
And people don't realize how many players are playing in Europe. In Greece, there's 3 or 4 Americans on, 12 teams, 50 Americans in Greece. That's one country. There's 300 or 400 Americans playing in Europe or more. That's more than they're in the NBA. And then they're in China, Japan, Korea, Philippines, Australia, New Zealand. I mean, Eric Devendorf was talking about he played in Australia and New Zealand. It's beautiful there. He said just beautiful countries, especially New Zealand. That's a place I would want to go to. It's just so far away.
It is a long flight. The comedian Ron White, I think it is, said that he did a show in New Zealand, and he said, you leave Los Angeles, you take off, you watch a movie, take a nap, eat, watch a movie, take a nap, eat, and you're still 8 hours away.
No, it's worth it. Al McGuire used to go there a lot. He liked it. Al McGuire is a character. He would fly into New Zealand. He'd go to a motorcycle shop, buy the motorcycle, drive around for 2 weeks, come back to the shop, and sell it back to the
guy. Hey, why not if you can do it, right?
I don't know.
This one here, Coach says it's the question is, it's been a long time since there's been an old-timers game. Those were always fun to watch.
Yeah, we didn't have many old-timers playing. I didn't want to play anymore. I completely forgot about that, actually.
When was the last time that there was?
I can't remember. I think it's been a while.
So Nome says, McLeod for Florida State. only had 2 free throws and no field goals in the second half. Was that because of a halftime adjustment?
Well, we got back on them a little bit. We didn't want to keep letting them get dunks, but we just did a little better job, and they kind of got away from them a little bit. And I think he hurts their defense a little bit because they switch on everything, and so I think they take them out for defense sometimes too.
Question here. Steve says starting Malik seems to have cured bad starts.
No.
Now we hit a bad stretch in the middle of the first half. Is Malik a bigger asset starting or coming off the bench?
We had a good start last night, but we had a bad start a couple games ago. It's been a little up and down. We haven't been consistently start or whatever, but we haven't been really had a whole really good first half. We kind of hung around, but we haven't really had a really good first half, and I think we're going to need to play better in the first half going forward for sure.
This one from Kyle. Will Carmelo's son be with him on campus for the March 4th ceremony?
I'm sure he'll come up.
He'll come up too?
I think so. If he can get away from school, I think he'll be here.
So far, pretty good turnout for that weekend that you're aware of?
I think all the players are coming back. I think they're all coming, pretty much, that I know of.
Part 2, can you comment on Matt Gorman's skill set?
Matt was a good shooter, physical, strong guy, and he never, we always had a lot of forwards when he was here. He never got a great opportunity, but he was a great kid, a little crazy sometimes, but he could shoot the ball.
I remember Jerry saying that I don't know if he roomed with him or had an apartment with him, but he said his taste in music was horrendous. He listened to this like Euro disco weird music, and it just drove everybody crazy.
He's a little crazy. He still is a little. He comes by every once in a while now. He's
Does he?
Yeah, he's a good guy, good kid.
Let me see this one here. Coach, I know it's not up to you, but do you believe your team deserves to make the tournament if you finish with 20 wins?
We got a long way to go. I'm not even thinking about the tournament. I'm trying to think about winning the game. So we got a long ways to go. We'd have to win some games, obviously, but we could do that, and we'll see what happens.
This one here, Matt says, going back to the Old Timers game, Pearl actually coached one of the Old Timers
It's
games.
been a while. Yeah, it's been a while since we played one of those.
I would imagine that depending on whoever would end up playing in the game, there's a good chance of injury.
Well, we were lucky, knock on wood. I don't think we had any serious ones. And some guys played really good. Some guys shot it.
Well, some guys, I saw a couple of times. It's just even last year at the state fair, Lawrence Moten was having to be there.
He can still shoot.
He's ripped still. I mean, he's in great shape.
He can still shoot. He was the leading scorer in the Old Timers games there for a while. He can shoot it.
One of the other folks here watching, who was at one of those Old Timer games, said Andre Hawkins was breathing pretty hard.
He was breathing hard when he was playing in college.
This one here. How do you get any sleep on the late games on weeknights when you have things to do the next day?
Well, I stay up late. I'm a late night person. So if we play, like last night, we got home at 12. I went to bed at 4. I had to go to the dentist this morning, which wasn't fun. So I was up early and did some stuff. I took a couple-hour nap, but I stay up pretty late. I try to get my sleep. Like the day of a game on the road, I'll sleep late. I'll try to catch up as much as I can. Sleep's important for your health, I think. So I try to catch up whenever I can. But yeah, I mean, just part of the
with the turf.
Part of the life. Yeah.
This one here says Matt Gorman made some clutch plays against Georgetown in the 2006 Big East Final.
Yes, he did. He had a couple really good games for us. He really did.
This one here, somebody wants to know, are you going to let GMAC sneak out of the locker room during the halftime reunion for the...
I think he'll be out there.
Well, he and Hakeem, their jerseys are...
Yeah, he'll be out
are going up that day.
He's going to be out there.
There was a high school game, Coach, 2 nights ago, I think. I don't know if you saw this. It was out in Oklahoma. The final score of the game was 4-2.
I didn't see that. What happened?
It was after the first quarter. It was 0-0.
Yeah.
And I had to look it up too.
They must not have had a clock, and they must have just
in
held
Oklahoma. They don't have a shot clock.
They just held the ball. That's the worst.
And then one team clearly was the underdog, so the coach said, "Well, we're just not going to let the other guys have the ball." So it was 4-2. That was the final.
Did the underdog win or lose?
I don't think they. I think they lost. They lost by 2.
You can't do that. That's
when I saw that, I remember watching the game.
Coaches are crazy.
I think it was 1979. It was Duke and North Carolina. It was the 4-corner.
Yeah.
And it was. I want to say it was like 7-0 at the half in that game. Does that sound about right?
Probably right. Probably right. Yeah, the shot clock had to come in. That's just.
Let me see. This one here says, should Paul get over his fear of flying and fly with the team?
Well, yeah, he should. He's crazy. He's got 10 times more chance to get hurt driving than he does flying with us.
Right?
But Paulie doesn't think that way.
He doesn't. He's not going to go. It's not. I think he almost got close. Paulie, didn't you get close to getting on the plane?
I was going to go. I was going to fly to Boston this time because it was short, and then we get there and everybody told me the flight to Boston was terrible. So I was lucky I wasn't on it.
It wasn't that bad. It took a while to get out because they had to plow the runway. You wouldn't have liked it.
But now, are you going to go to the Maui Classic?
There's a couple I said I would fly to. Maui, if you go back to San Diego, that's worth it.
Take some pills and just knock yourself out and go to sleep.
Yeah, that's right.
Jeez.
Take a Benadryl.
Come on, Paulie.
This one here, somebody who's enjoying watching the show here, Coach. They want to know what your definition at this point of the season would be of a successful season.
It's hard to tell right now. We got to play better than we are right now a little bit. We have improved a lot. We have to still get better. And, I kind of look at a season as like, this, when you're done, this is what you could do. You always think you could have won a game here or there, always, every year. But then they forget, well, you won a 1-point game here and a 1-point game there, and you won this game, and this game that was close. So, yeah, you have 7 or 8 close games, and you win 4 and lose 4. That's about normal. It's hard to win 6 of 8 of those games, cause, it really is. But, yeah, we just got to keep getting better. That's it. And the end of the season, we'll see where we are.
Question here: how would your assistants fare as head coaches?
I think they're all will be good head coaches. I think they understand the game. They know what they're doing. Just got to get in the right spot and have a chance. That's the key.
Comment here, more than a question, but Eric Devendorf did a great job filling in for Jim Sadlin.
I'd like to hear Eric is good. He understands the game very, very well. He's done a great job in his business, working with kids, men and women. He's a really good skills instructor, really good, and really good guy.
When in whatever, I don't remember the year, but in the tournament, it was in Memphis, and we had a broadcast from the Blues Club there on Beale Street, and it was a big pre-game thing, and it was the Oklahoma game that weekend there.
That was bad.
But the
Blake Griffin was buried us.
He was a monster.
Well, some guy that started the game, we're playing our zone, we're back a little bit, and some guy hasn't made any shots, makes four in a row to start the game from 3, and we're worried about Blake Griffin. This guy comes on and makes 4 threes in a row. We're behind like 12-2. It was almost over.
During the broadcast, Eric's parents were there, and we went over to say hi, and I'd never met them before, and it was, it was a great conversation.
Yeah, they're nice people.
Just good folks.
Nice people.
This one here, they say they thought Benny played really well last night, especially on defense.
Yes.
Also, it's been a wild ride of a week.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
But anyway, they're giving you a thumbs up here, coaches. Bottom line here is like, hanging. See here, this one says Devo also did a great job. They listened to the radio, which is fantastic. What's your new TikTok interest, Coach?
You know, I'm not watch. I don't really watch it that much. I liked they start having these recipes. This guy from Louisiana cooking. Oh, he's crazy, but he throws stuff together. Some of the cooking stuff on there has been good. It used to be funnier. There used to be more funny stuff. Now it's more girls just dancing around, you know,
putting on makeup and stuff.
Yeah, trying to get followers, I guess. I don't know.
Have you seen the guy who cooks outside?
Yeah.
The guy who cooks in the wilderness is amazing.
Well, the guy from Louisiana is really good. It's crazy. He's cooking this Cajun food, and big guy. He's funny, laughing. He's really good at it. There's some really good cooking stuff on there.
This one here says, what player or players first come to mind that far exceeded your expectations of what you thought that they'd be able to do when you recruited them?
Well, I don't know about mine. I think when I recruit a kid, I think they can be really good. That's the way I look at it. I think people are surprised somebody like an Andy Routens, how good he became. I mean, his mother even said, you know, can he play in there? You know, can he play? He can't play, can he, for you? And Michael Carter Williams, his mother, when he was younger, when we first got him, said, are you sure, Coach? I said, yeah, I think so. So those two guys come to mind. But we've had a lot of guys that have come in and just kept getting better and ended up having great careers. Preston Schumbert, and you know, from nowhere really, and CJ Fair, who wasn't that well known, had a great career here. Hakeem Warwick, nobody really recruited very hard until we did, and then some people liked him. Great player, made an All-American. So,
and then ended up on Memphis, didn't he, for a bit?
He's played 8 years in the NBA, 8 or 9. So he had a good little stretch in the NBA.
Let me see here. Right now, SU women are up with 2 minutes left at 71-61.
Yeah, good for them. That's great. They're playing good. They really played well this year.
Let me see. This one about Hakeem. We got Hakeem. Was that Hodges? Was that around the same? You're trying to recruit.
Yeah, we tried to get Hodges and we held Hakeem off, which was a dumb move. But we got him at the end.
See, Johnny Flynn is in Niagara Falls right now.
Oh, is he?
That's what this person is saying. And going back to that game, because when Johnny Flynn went up for a dunk and Blake Griffin blocked him, and he kind of fell awkwardly, Johnny. And
that was his hip.
That was his hip. And is that the one that always kind of gives him a problem after that?
I'm not positive, but it might have been. That's what took him out of basketball. His hip he just couldn't move like he could when he didn't have that bad hip.
There's another fan of that guy that cooks on TikTok here that says he goes around the country and does benefits. Maybe we could somehow lure him to the area for some sort of a TikTok cooking benefit show.
I like cooking, so I watch Guy Fieri and, you know, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Barefoot Contessa and all those. I love cooking shows. It's amazing how they put stuff together. It looks so easy, and I know some of it's pre-prepared, cut and everything, but the way they just put it together and cook it here and cook it, and all of a sudden there it is, all ready to go. I can't make grilled cheese.
Hey, Gomez, I got a quick one. Yeah. Coach, have you ever gone to like one of the diners, drive-ins, and dives when you're on the road?
I think. Well, I've been to the ones here from Syracuse, but I would like to get the book. There's a list. Some people have gone to all of them. I think there's too many shows now. They've done so many. It's got to be 1,000 shows they've done. But I'd like to travel around and go to those places. Some of them are unbelievable. I mean, some are normal, pretty normal, but some of them, they have this gourmet type food and
out of the place like you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, just a little old place, diner or something. They have, you know, chicken francais and all this. I mean, it's amazing. It's a great show. It's really a great show.
We went to one of them in Cleveland a couple years ago because I went on that website when I knew we were going to Cleveland just to go to the Diners, Drive-Ins website.
Was it good?
It was really good.
Yeah.
It was. I remember watching the episode and I said, I remember that. And we went. It was fantastic.
Well, here he went to Possibilities. I mean, he went there, and then I think he went to the Greek place downtown. Biblios. I think he went there, and I forgot where else he went. Some other place here, but some of those places, there's some unbelievable food.
Let me see here. How about this? Somebody wants to know if you have the authority to submit calls or missed calls to the ACC, similar to what football coaches can do. Like, for example, a flagrant foul.
Well, you can always call and talk, but it doesn't do any good, so I stopped doing that. They just tell you, "Yep, that was a bad call. Yeah, that was a bad call." So why doesn't help now.
Here's a suggestion, and we have our meteorologist Wayne Mahar, who retired from Channel 3, but he moved down to Charlotte, and he still does radio forecasting. But last week he went and bought an RV that he's getting souped up so he can do all his weather stuff while he's traveling around all summer long. So he can still do forecasting that, go to the Grand Canyon or go to the wherever.
Where does he do it? Back here? Does he put it out?
He lives in Charlotte now. He lives down there, so he's just going to base it out of Charlotte. But then when he's ready to go, he's going to give it a test run next week. And if it goes well, his whole summer in retirement, he can still do the radio from anywhere. So he's going to be driving around in his RV doing weather forecasts.
Well, that's good.
So somebody wants to know if that's what maybe a plan might be for you.
No. No. I might get a cooking show. I've thought about that. I'd like to get a cooking show up central, or else even a best restaurants in upstate New York. Just travel around like that. Do that. Pick restaurants out. There's
we're going to work on that.
So many.
Coach.
That one I'd like to do.
We're going to work on that.
Cooking show. I wouldn't do that. I mean, I'd do it with somebody, but I can't cook water. But yeah, I'd like to go do restaurants in upstate New York or something like that. There's so many. Rochester has 10, 12 really good places. Buffalo, 10, 12. Albany, Utica. I mean, there's a lot of good places. So.
It's an upset. The SU women have defeated number 14 North Carolina. So
great win.
Kudos there. Somebody wants to know: are you going to come back to the North Country to do any fishing anytime soon?
I usually go up. I only go up once a year. I go up to Lake Ontario once a year out of.
Like a charter?
Yeah, charter out of, can't think of where I'm talking about now, but yeah, we go out once a year and we usually do something, catch some trout or some walleyes, something.
Super Bowl, I know, obviously you haven't been maybe paying as close attention.
No, it's been busy, but yeah, it should be fun. I just like to watch this. I really hope it's a good game. Philadelphia is really good, but Mahomes he's tough.
Yeah, when he's healthy.
He's tough. If he's healthy, I think I'd pick them if I had it. I don't know, what is it? Who's the favorite? Is it Philly?
I'm not. I think that's a good question. Philly minus 1.5. But there's some prop bets here, Coach, that you can make before we let you go here. For example, see the combined touchdowns. The over under is 6.
Yeah, I don't ever think about those, but I think Mahomes will find a way to win. We'll see.
How about this? Will Jalen Hurts throw a touchdown first or an interception first? You can actually make a wager on that.
Yeah, you can bet anything. That's the problem today. I don't like this whole betting thing, especially on the phones. Yeah. I think kids get that. They start doing that betting stuff. It's so easy. And then all of a sudden you're down in a hole someplace. So I don't like it.
What's the biggest fish you ever caught? Cam wants to know here.
I think about a 14, 15-pound brown trout.
It's a solid catch right there.
10, 12-pound walleyes, a couple of those. Those are probably the biggest. That's pretty good.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, time to wrap it up here on the QSportsTalk.com. We'll see you back here next week, tomorrow on the radio at 7:40. And go Orange, catch the game next Tuesday. Got a little time off here. So right here on the flagship station for SU Basketball, TK99 and TK105. Again, thanks for joining us on QSportsTalk.com. We'll see you back here next week.